Hi guys. So in this video, we'll discuss about the Hyper-V lab configuration. Okay. So in the previous video, we discussed about the SCCM infra and the Hyper-V lab requirements. So I think you already downloaded the required items. So keep those downloaded items in a single folder. Okay. So I hope you all know about how to enable the Hyper-V manager. So maybe if you forgot, so let's discuss on this. So first of all, we need to open control panel and then programs. And then here turn Windows features on or off. So here you can find the Hyper-V. Okay, when you expand this folder, we have the Hyper-V options. So make sure you are going to select each and every option here, okay, under this folder. So once you click OK, it will ask to reboot your machine. So please reboot your machine. So once you rebooted your machine, so you can have the Hyper-V manager. So to open that one, search for Hyper-V. This is the Hyper-V manager. So click on that one. So this is the Hyper-V manager look like. So we already have some VMs. Those are my personal VMs. Please ignore it. So first of all, what we need to do is in the right side in Actions pane, we have the Hyper-V settings. So click on that one. So here by default, the virtual hard disk and virtual machines. So both will save in a C drive. So what we need to do is we need to provide a dedicated folder for this virtual hard disk and virtual machines. Okay, so please provide a dedicated folder and then click OK. So second thing we need to do is we need to open virtual switch manager. Click on this one. So here we need to select private switch. So we need to create a new virtual switch, which is private virtual switch. So create virtual switch. So name this virtual switch as the lab.com. So this is the domain we are going to use in our lab environment. Okay, so provide the lab.com name and then apply and then OK. So now we are good to create a virtual machines. So in the right side, select new virtual machine. So here we need to provide the names. Okay, so since I already have many machines in my Hyper-V, so I'd like to keep a different name, but you guys can provide the name like AD-SRV for the AD server. Okay, so for me, I'm providing like YL hyphen, which means YouTube lab. Okay, so once you provided the name, copy that and select this one, store a virtual machine in a different location. This is the location you provided in the Hyper-V settings. Okay, so paste that name and then provide backslash. So which means now we are going to save your virtual machine in this dedicated folder. Okay, click next. Select the generation 2. Make sure you are selecting generation 2 only. Click next. So it is the startup memory. So initially it is taking 4 GB of RAM. So it is completely dependent on your physical RAM. Okay, you can change it later, no issue. So click next. So here we need to select the networking. So we already created the virtual switch lab.com. Select that one. Click next. So here it is asking for the hard disk. So initially it will take the 127 GB by default. So for the C drive it is enough. Okay, so if you require any other more hard disk, you can create it later. So now click next. So here we need to select the operating system. So we already downloaded the Windows Server OS 2022, right? So select that OS. Okay, and then click next and finish. So now we configured the AD server. I mean, we created the AD server. So like this, create the other VMs. So we need to create SQL server, SQL SRV. So this is for Windows 10, W10, CL01. So Windows 10 client. Okay. So if you have more RAM, you can provide two or more clients. So here I'm providing only a one client only for the lab purpose. Okay. And then make sure you are selecting generation 2 only. Fine. So we created the required virtual machines. Okay. So now we are good to install the OS in these virtual machines. So for example, right now we can install the OS in the AD server. So similar way, install the OS in the remaining servers. Okay. So first of all, what you need to do is click on the AD machine, right click and settings. So here you need to change these processors. So it will take based on your physical processor available in your machine. Okay. So we just need one processor, which is enough. So if you are going to create a Windows 11 virtual machine, so it required two processors. Otherwise, one is enough. So select one here, click OK. Now again, right click and connect. So start and then press any key. Now we are good to install the OS. Okay. And here, make sure you are selecting the United States, a language, time format, and the keyboard also. Okay. So there is one reason why I'm saying to select the United States only, because for the SQL collation, if you select the United States here while installing the OS, it will automatically take the correct collation. If you select any other countries here, maybe it will, select the some other collations. So we need to change again for the correct collation. So on that time, maybe sometime it will like a difficult situation. So to avoid those things, so I'm saying create a VM with the United States configurations. Okay. So click next, install now, select the desktop experience, either standard evolution or data center evolution. Click custom here, then click next. So it will install the OS. Please wait. So it seems OS installed. So now we need to provide the password. So don't create a complicated password. So make it simple, just like SCCM at the rate 123, and then click finish. So it will asking to select the display settings. So I'm selecting the lower one, connect. If you enter the password, it will allow you to log in. So now we are inside the AD server. So this is the example of how to install the OS in the Hyper-V virtual machine. Okay. So similar way, install the CM server, SQL server, and Windows 10 client OS as well. Okay. So in the next class, we'll configure the AD server and then SQL server and finally CM server. Okay, friends. Until then, have a great day. Bye.